Breaking news. There will be a summit between North Korea and Russia, a Russian government official said. A Russian government official has reportedly told Japan's NHK that preparations are being made for a summit between Moscow and Pyongyang's leaders to take place in the Russian Far East. The official said on Wednesday that the Far Eastern Federal University in Vladivostok is one of several possible locations for the summit. The possibility of a joint military visit between North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin is also being considered. Kim is reportedly going to Russia this month to meet with Putin to discuss the possibility of supplying Russia with more weapons for its war in Ukraine and other areas of military cooperation, as reported by the New York Times on Monday, citing U.S. and allied officials. According to the report, the two leaders are planning to meet at Far Eastern Federal University in Vladivostok this Sunday for the Eastern Economic Forum, and they may also travel to Moscow for the event. Russian President Vladimir Putin is reportedly seeking a closer alliance with North Korea, a pariah state known for its isolation and nuclear ambitions, in an effort to maintain control over the ongoing war in Ukraine. Russian troops in southern Ukraine have ramped up their efforts to quell national patriotism and forestall any potential revolt as the conflict in Ukraine enters its 18th month. Cuba recently accused Moscow of enlisting unwilling Cuban men to fight in Ukraine. Russia's desperation to keep control of the conflict zone is further illustrated by this accusation. Putin's need for military aid in Ukraine and North Korea's search for influential allies in the region have both contributed to the growing alliance between the two countries. In particular, Russia is after artillery shells, while North Korea has its sights set on cutting-edge nuclear and satellite technology. At the Eastern Economic Forum in Vladivostok, leaders from both countries are expected to meet and possibly discuss future arms supplies. The formation of anti-Western blocs reminiscent of the Cold War era is a possible outcome of this alliance, which may have far-reaching consequences. The United States has reason to be concerned due to the growing alignment of interests among Russia, North Korea, and China. Concerns have been raised in Washington about the progress being made in military talks between North Korea and Russia. Russia's ammunition stocks have been depleted at an alarming rate due to the ongoing war in Ukraine, prompting them to seek military aid from the North Korean regime. Russian occupation authorities have ramped up their crackdown on pro-Ukrainian sentiment in disputed territories amid allegations of forced recruitment of Cuban citizens. Their ultimate goal is to maintain total dominance in the area by eliminating any potential for resistance or support for Ukraine. Despite these setbacks, the Ukrainian counteroffensive has made some headway, including the capture of a strategic village on the southern front. The Ukrainian government can take heart from this victory as it works to restore peace and security across the country. As the conflict in Ukraine worsens, Putin's desperation rises to the surface, leading him to forge an unlikely alliance with the North Korean regime. World leaders are worried about the potential repercussions of this divisive alliance, which include the formation of blocs reminiscent of the Cold War. The world is keeping a close eye on events in Ukraine, hoping for a peaceful end to the country's protracted conflict.